And we are live. I think we're live. As always, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me. And welcome to the first of probably 400 live streams, roughly, for 2022. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me. A lot of people in the chat have watched the previous ones. This is part 4 of the playthrough series for Caverns of the Snow Witch. We're going to be finishing this today. This is going to be the last part. We may be here a while. I may get hungry and start to fade away. But yeah, we're going to play through to completion. So if you haven't seen any of the other parts, one, there's going to be some spoilers in the story. So if you ever want to play through this yourself, don't watch. And the second thing is we are going to zoom forward. So all of the stuff that we've done previously, we are going to skip past. We're going to make some slightly different choices along the way, and there might be some parts that we read, like we're going to read the book in the kitchen today. But other than that, there's a lot of this that we're going to skip past. So if you are only watching this part, you're not going to get the full experience because we're going to zoom through it. Yeah, depends on how bad we are. We may be here a while. We may be here all night. I don't know. We'll see how we get on. I think we got quite far last time, but I'm not sure. Just another thing before we start, big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel. As is the norm at the start of each month, I do lose a bunch of Patreon supporters. But about 10 minutes ago, just before I was about to go live, Mark and Lauren have started supporting me on Patreon. So if you're watching this, Mark and Lauren, thank you very much for your support. And yeah, if you want to directly support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. Regular viewers of mine will know that we were doing a countdown to 800 supporters, and we got close. Near the end of, well, yeah, the end of last year, I think we were 14 supporters to go. And if you see now, we're 34. That's what normally happens at the start of each month. I normally lose about 20 odd supporters. So that's why it's suddenly gone back to 34 to go. So, yeah, we are starting again with the countdown to try and get to 800. Anyway, last time we got to here and we destroyed this globe and it blew up and killed us and we died. So we've decided last time that we are going to start again. Where's my pencil? We're going to start again right from the start. But as I say, we are going to skip forward through most of it. We have increased the stats. So we've now got 12 skill, 10 luck and 20 stamina, which we haven't randomly generated it. We are increasing the stats each time we die, because I just don't think you can do this without good stats. I might be wrong. We've got our 10 provisions and we've got our sword and leather armor. We have no other equipment. I have my lucky jumper on. In fact, many of you might think that I wear this jumper 24/7. I haven't been wearing this jumper at all. But about 15 minutes ago, I thought, oh, I'm about to do a live stream. I must put the live stream jumper on. So yeah, I don't wear it all the time, but I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll put it on since I've been wearing it for all of the other ones. Anyway, we're going to make a start. And right at the start, we know that we have two options. We either take the long route round and fight a mammoth. And that mammoth has killed us 2 or 3 times before. So the mammoth is really tough. But now that we've got 12 skill, we're possibly in a better position for fighting the mammoth. And that leads us to 337, where there's the blizzard. The other option is that we go across the crevasse, we go across the rope bridge, but that means we need to test our luck, and then we fight 2 wolves. So I'm tempted, because the mammoth is just a big fight, I'm tempted to go this way this time and see what happens. And we've got our 10 Brussels sprouts, yes, our provisions. Right, so we're going to make a start, and it's going to be 335, and we're going to try and go across the crevasse. Oh, and a potion of fortune. Yeah, we're going to take the potion of fortune with us again. Potion of fortune. And yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't watched any of the previous ones, apart from a couple of decisions, it's an interactive playthrough. So whenever we get to a certain point in the adventure, I will be asking the audience to vote, and then we'll be counting up the votes, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so 335, this is the bridge, which is very narrow and slippery. We need to test our luck. Now our luck is 10, and we've done it, but every time you test your luck, you lose a point of luck. So we are lucky we got across, and you tread carefully over the bridge, and we continue our slow trek through the snow. And then we fight the wolves. Now, these are the 2 wolves. We're going to fight them one at a time. And because our skill is 12 and their skill, the first one's skill is only 8, we're at a +4. So I need 7 cubes for the health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And off we go. So we are at a +4 when fighting the first one. So I'm the white dice, the wolves are the black dice. Well, thankfully, even though we rolled lower, we've got a +4. So there you go. This should be a formality, he says. Yep, hit him again. And yep, and again. In fact, when I sent Ian Livingston a message, sorry, Sir Ian Livingston, I sent him a message to say, oh, I'm doing this playthrough. He said, watch out for the snow wolves. I said, forget the snow wolves, it's the mammoth you need to be worried about. Yep, that's the first wolf dead. Now the second wolf is going to be even easier because we're at a +5. So again, this should be a formality. So +5 onto 5 is 10. Yep, that's 1 hit. I'll just count the number of hits. We need 4 hits. That's 2 hits. That's 3 hits. And yeah, that was an 11. We got 7 + 5 is 12. Yeah, 4 hits. Right. Okay. So the snow wolves are dead. Oh yeah, red cubes are hard to see on the red mat. I should put them on here. Thank you. So we've won the fight with the snow wolves. And then we continue and we get to the blizzard and we know what we need to do at the blizzard. Well, there are 2 options at the blizzard, but we've never chosen the second option. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing with this, even though this is the last episode, I'm actually going to be doing a Patreon only stream at some point early next week where we just basically read through all of the different options that we didn't take, to see the parts of the book that we haven't seen before. So yeah, that'll be coming as a Patreon only stream at some point, probably early next week. So we are going to dig a shelter with our sword because we know, I suspect you get frostbite if you press on. So we're going to do that, which is 281. And we lose 2 provisions. And we continue and we get to the hut. Now, we know what we normally do at the hut, and we're going to do the same thing today. We're going to go in the hut, and we eat the food. So we go in the hut, which is 36. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of non-interaction at the start. And Brenda said, yeah, you get frostbite if we don't build a shelter. I think we do. But we'll find out when we do the going through the parts that I didn't go through before. So we can eat the stew, which gets us 3 stamina back, but we can't go above our original total. So we'll just skip that bit. We leave, and on the way out, we pick up the 2 weapons, because we think we need the warhammer and the spear. So 255. Yeah, so a warhammer and a spear. Because we need the warhammer for the crystal warrior. And we need the spear for the yeti. Okay? So we've done that, 263. 263 then leads to 190. Yep, 190, which is the yeti. Okay, and then we fight the yeti, which is 77. Are we carrying a spear? We are. We turn to 391. This is where we roll a d6, and the first time we did this, we got a 1, which means we missed. Oh no, if you have frostbite in your sword arm, we don't. So turn to 249, because you can heal the frostbite by drinking that yellow liquid. So we roll the dice for the spear. We rolled a 4, so we didn't roll a 1. We turn to 219. And then we fight the yeti. So the yeti is skill 10 and stamina 9. I think it's got skill 11 if you don't hit it with the spear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's got a skill of 10 and we've got a skill of 12. So we are at a +2. Scott wants to know what happens if you're unlucky on the bridge. Could it be death that early? It could be death that early because, to be fair, a death really early in one of these books is fine because then you just go back and you just do it again. A death later on is a bit more punishing if you play it properly, where you rewind to the start and generate a new character. Right, we're at +2. So it's hit us as our first wound. Because what's that? That's 8 versus 10. Yep. Second one, 8 versus 10. It's hit us again. Uh-oh. Paul's dice rolling skills. I mean, I made a New Year's resolution to roll better. And I'm clearly not sticking to it. Oh dear, look at this. Wow, we're getting mauled by a yeti. Come on, Paul, get your act together. There you go. That's better. Right, we've hit it once. And we can always use our luck if we need to. But I think at the moment, because we got the provisions, it might be all right. 9 plus 2 is 11. Yes, got him. Just. Okay, I think we've turned the tide of the battle, he says. Oh, yes, and no spoilers. If you know this book and you know the answers, please don't give us any spoilers and let us experience it for ourselves. Yeah, no spoilers on us, but of course lots of spoilers on you for watching. 8 plus 2 is 10. Yep, we got him again. One more, and the yeti is down. We got 6 plus 2 is 8. Yeah, got him. Now, at this point, I would normally be looking to eat some provisions to restore our stamina. But we know that when we drink this yellow liquid in this bowl, that is going to restore some of our stamina. So I'm not going to eat the provisions just yet. Okay, so we've won the fight against the yeti. 67. Then we go in. Then there's the avalanche. Yeah, so it's 25, and then it's the avalanche, and we need to test our luck. Now our luck is now 9. We are lucky, so we lose another luck. 25. We are lucky 163. So the avalanche misses us. We have done it before where we were unlucky. I think the avalanche hit us, but then we made a skill test to hide behind a boulder. If you probably failed the skill test, you probably die in the avalanche. I would have thought. Right, 363. We have arrived at the junction. So we know that right is safe. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go right. We are going to drink some of the yellow liquid. We restore 3 stamina points, and we restore any skill points lost through frostbite, which is none. But we get 3 stamina back. So that has put us up to 17. Yeah, let's not eat our provisions just yet. Yeah, let's stick with that. And then we go back down here. Now we are now arriving at the elf. So we might have our first choice here. Is it 56? Yeah, 395 is the elf. Are we going to do the same thing that we did last time? Because I think last time was actually quite good. We got the elven cloak, and that actually helped us. So I'm tempted to do the same as we did last time, but I will leave this choice up to the chat. Okay, so the first time we did it, we nodded our head and walked by nonchalantly. And that worked. I think we managed to just get by him. The second time we played, we told him that we've come to join the Snow Witch's followers, and he said, oh, you don't want to do that. And we changed our mind, and then he gave us an elven cloak. The third option is attack him with our sword. Now, I will leave this up to the chat, because I know Scott is saying fight. So if you want us to talk to him, put the word talk in there, or if you want us to attack him, put the word attack. So the two options are talk or attack. We already know what happens if we talk, but do you want to see what happens if we attack him? Let me know. You've got about a minute to decide, and then Chris is in the chat. Chris is going to add up the number of votes, and we'll see how many we get. I'll finish my cup of tea while I'm waiting. Cup of tea has been finished. Yeah, because that's one thing we don't know. We haven't attacked him before, so I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, we should attack him just to see. But I think Scott made a very good point earlier on. We know when we get to the Brain Slayer, we need an Amulet of Courage. We know that. We don't know where the Amulet of Courage is. It could be that this elf has the Amulet of Courage, and that attacking the elf is the right thing to do. We don't know that. We do know that the elf is a good guy, and he's been enslaved by the Snow Witch, so attacking him feels like the wrong thing to do. But in these games, you just have to go with whatever the thing that gets you the thing. I'm going to do a new map at some point as well. I'm going to sit down one night and I'm going to turn this into a proper map because this is clearly not right. It's working. I had to go over here and then over here. Right, what have we got? We got 6 people saying talk and 7 people saying attack. So we got 13 votes. Again, if you are watching this on YouTube, apparently there are 25 people watching. So if you are watching and you do want to join in on the votes, then yeah, please do so. Oh, I think we've got 7 all. Okay, right. So the next person who votes is the deciding vote. John's abstaining. John's saying there's no way a really important item is randomly with an elf. Well, there's been some very important items randomly placed in other adventures. It's one of the things where these books, it's just the nature of these books. You know, you get to a certain point and it's like, do you have a frog and a golden frog? And you're like, well, where was the golden frog? Oh, well, the golden frog was in the cushion. Did you not search the cushion? And you're like, no, why? So we've got a few more people voting, and we've got 2 more people for attack and 1 more for talk. So it's 9 for attack. We are going to attack the elf. Poor elf. I mean, what has he ever done to us? We're going to attack him with our sword. I'm keeping my finger in the page just in case it's really bad. Okay, as you draw your sword, the mountain elf lets out a shrill battle cry, pulls back his cloak, and grips his sword. So his skill is 6 and his stamina is 6, so we're going to easily win the fight. But if the mountain elf's stamina falls to 2, we turn to 305. Which it's going to do, unless we use our luck to do 4 damage to it, we're going to hit him and his stamina is going to fall to 2, and he's probably going to run away. Okay, so we are on page 17. Let's put my bookmark, which is actually a spoon, in the book. And it's got skill of 6, so we are at +6. So first hit, we've done it. Second hit, we've done it. Now, decision time. And I will leave this up to the chat. So I will leave the decision of this up to the chat. We've won the fight, but we've got 2 choices here. We could test our luck, and if we do test our luck, we're going to do 4 damage instead of 2, and that means we will kill the mountain elf, because his stamina will go from 4 straight down to 0. Or we don't bother testing our luck and we just do 2 damage, which means the elf's stamina is going to drop to 2. I think that's correct. So let me know in the chat whether we should use our luck or not. If you want me to use my luck, put the word luck. If you don't want me to use my luck, put not luck. There you go. And yeah, let me know. Yeah, let me know. And we'll give this one 30 seconds. We'll make this one a quick vote. Although the first 2 votes have come in and said, don't test luck, don't test luck. Brendan is saying, oh, yeah, oh, it's close. I think we've got 3 apiece at the moment. There's only one option, so it doesn't matter. And then lots of people saying, don't test luck. Mila's saying we should test our luck. Okay, it's giving us a chance to back out. Is it? I think what it might do, and we don't know this, John might be right, it's giving us a chance to back out, or it might be that he runs away and gets reinforcements. But it looks like the majority of people are saying, don't use our luck. Okay, so we're going to go with that. We're not going to test our luck. We're just going to let the mountain elf stamina to fall to 2, and let's see what happens. Because you might be right. He might decide to give in. The wounded mountain elf calls out for mercy. Okay, so we now have an actual choice. We can slay him or spare his life. Slay or spare. They are the 2 options. We got more choices than I thought tonight. So yeah, are we going to slay the elf or are we going to spare his life? Slay or spare. And this will be really interesting because all of you people who said we should attack him, surely, I mean, it feels wrong to slay him. It really does. And I'm trying to get inside the mind of Ian Livingstone to think, would he have written an adventure which is primarily, well, I say aimed at kids. I mean, I'm playing this now and enjoying it at the ripe old age of, how old am I? 51? But, you know, when these books came out, I was 13, 14. So I thought they were aimed at that sort of age group. Yeah. I think the chat is basically saying spare. Apart from Scott. Oh, there was no paragraph from the battle if you killed him. Oh, that's true, Brett. Yeah, actually, yeah, you were right. There was no... Sorry, Sir Ian Livingstone. Yeah, there was no option. Okay, so 3 people have said we should slay him. 16 people said we should spare his life. So we're going to spare his life. It's nice that we saw this option, though. 204. The elf slumps onto the floor and pulls back his hood. You see a metal collar around his neck glowing in the semi-darkness. Obedience collar, he stammers in pain. Makes us do whatever she wishes. If I die, it will lose its energy, but she will know and send others to investigate. Elves, even we mountain elves, would not serve that vile witch of our own free will. Kill her and free us. I bear you no grudge for attacking me, for you knew no better. Take my cloak to disguise yourself and follow this tunnel to where it branches. Take the right-hand fork. Now I must rest. You put the elf's cloak around your shoulders and make him as comfortable as you can. You shake his hand and run off down the tunnel. Okay, so we still got the elven cloak. And he didn't have anything else. He didn't have an amulet. Okay, and he's told us to take the right-hand fork, but I think he told us that before. So yeah, we go to 136. Yeah, so 136, you don't get the option on the map of taking the left fork. Now, we know the first time we played, we took the left fork, we fell down the pit, we got the goblins. That's where we got the dagger. Then we found the room with the sword and the spear, and we took the sword. Then there's the minstrel, and then there's here. So this time, we're going to miss out all of this, and we're going to go via the kitchen, read the book, and then we're going to get into there. Okay, right. Did we shake out his pockets? I think we did. So turn to 106. So 106 is the kitchen with the Neanderthal. Yeah, so this is 106. Right. And what we're going to do is we are going to enter the kitchen. Then we are going to attack the Snow Witch's servants, because the other option is take the piece of cake and leave, but we're not going to do that. We're going to attack the Snow Witch's servants. 187. So we are fighting the Neanderthal. The Neanderthal has 8 stamina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's got a skill of 7. Okay, so we are at +5 again. Once you've got a high skill, it is a bit of a formality. So yeah, first hit, done. Second hit, 6 + 5 is 11, done. Third hit, yep. And fourth one, yeah, got him. Right, the Neanderthal is dead. Turn to 179. Right, we are going to search through the cupboards and risk the gnome returning with reinforcements. Now, the gnome didn't return. We could search through whatever we wanted, and the gnome didn't actually come back. So there was the threat there of reinforcements, which didn't actually happen. Okay, so we've got 4 options. We've got blow the flute, read the runes on the stick, smell the rose, read the book. First of all, we're going to blow the flute, which is basically you get the flute. Yeah, so we get a magic flute, which we know that we don't then use. Magic flute. Okay. Then we read the runes on the stick, which is 3, 4, 5. Because we need the rune stick for the vampire. Yep, so rune stick. Okay, and now we're going to read the book. Because lots of people have been messaging me saying we need to read the book. So let's see what's in the book. We haven't done this before, so this is new. 3, 5, 6. Flicking up the clasp which keeps the book shut, there is a tiny hidden needle and it grazes our finger. Oh dear. There is a poison on its tip to trap unwary thieves. Right, who was telling us to read the book? Lose 4 stamina points, which I will then eat some provisions to restore. If you are still alive, you may open the book. Well, we might as well open the book now. Okay, so the book was trapped, so maybe this isn't bad. You may open the book, turn to 97. Okay, we're going to open the book. 97. There is no writing in the book, just a recess cut into the pages which holds a talisman on a golden chain. The talisman is a jade frog. Is that what we needed? Was that the amulet of courage? I can't remember. Anyway, if you wish to put the chain around your neck, turn to 327. We've got to do it, surely. I mean, we've come this far. Everybody wanted me to read the book. If we turn round now, We're not going to find out what it does. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the talisman around our neck. And I'm not looking at the chat, but that's what I'm doing. 327. It'd be interesting to see how many people think I shouldn't do that after going through that. I mean, if they've trapped it, surely it's valuable. 327. I'm keeping my finger in the page just in case. 327. You are now wearing an amulet of courage. Yes, we found it. Right, okay, so we need that. Excellent. Amulet of courage. Amulet of courage. See what I mean about random items? Dave said earlier on, oh, you won't find random items in random places. We found an absolutely essential item hidden in a book in a kitchen for no reason whatsoever. But that's the game. That's what we do. Okay, add 2 skill points, but we can't go above our original total because that's the rules of the game. Okay, now we have one more option to do, which is to smell the rose, and I'm going to do it. I suspect this might be bad, but then at least we've done everything and there's no other things to do. And again, I'm going to keep my finger in the page just in case smelling the rose turns out to kill us. Despite being withered, the rose smells fresh and fragrant. As you inhale, you feel as though you are breathing new life into your lungs. Add 3 stamina points. Oh, that's very handy. Okay, so is it all good? Because I was assuming that there were 4 things in here, and at least one of them would be bad. And it turns out they're all good. Okay, right, there we go then. Right, so we've done everything, and we're now leaving. Right. Okay, well that's useful. So if we have to reset again, we know everything is good. Right, so we go along here and we end up in the big chamber. And because we are wearing a cloak, we turn to 384. And we can sneak past them, but then don't they run after us? We have to test our luck. Now our luck is currently 8. We haven't drunk the potion of fortune yet. Oh yeah, the cake might be bad. The flute doesn't help us later. No, that's true. We've taken it. It's a bit of a red herring, the flute, because you think you're taking it. That's the other trick with this game, is not every item is useful. Turns out that if you have the magic flute, that actually leads you to a bad end. Okay, we have tested our luck and we have been successful, but our luck is now down to 7. So I am tempted to drink that potion. Turn to 295. Was we unlucky last time? I think we were. 295. None of the worshippers suspects that you are an intruder, and you are able to walk through their temple without trouble into the other tunnel. 137. All right, 137. Excellent. Right. Are we going to drink the potion? Is it too soon? I think I might risk it just a little bit more. So we get to the T-junction. There's cries for help to the left. We go left. We free the dwarf and we get the sling with the iron balls. Let's just go through this. If you wish to help the dwarf out of the pit, yes. Did we lose anything? No. 376. Yeah. Beware the white rat. Sling and 3 iron balls. So we've got a sling and iron balls 3. Okay. So we've rescued the dwarf. We then go back. Right, then we walk into the room with the ugly illusionist. We know that we attack him with our sword. We then strike the man on the right. See my little picture? Man on the right, good. Drink the potion. James is saying drink the potion. I'm not sure. I'm thinking of leaving it 1 more. It's a little risky. So yeah, we're striking the man on the right. We then try and smash the prism. 72. I hope there's no text that we're missing here, because I'm kind of going through this quite quickly. And then we don't go left and we don't go right, because we don't have the key. I still don't know where they find the key. Maybe the minstrel has the key. Yeah, we still don't know where this key is, but we don't need it. We know the dagger. We know where the dagger is. That was there down the pit. But we're just going to go straight ahead. So we're going to enter the tunnel with the skull mouth, which is 288. It's the frost giant. We attack the frost giant because we know that he's got 2 rings that we need. So yeah, we're going to attack the frost giant. 112. We have a sling. Yeah, so we're going to use the sling. Oh, and that's an automatic success, isn't it? I think. Oh, we rolled 2 dice and we got to get equal to or less than our skill. Yes, we did. Excellent. So we bash the frost giant on the head with the sling. And we're going to try on the rings. Now we know from last time the silver one is bad. So we're going to put on the gold ring, which is 21, which adds 1 luck point. Aha! Right, there we go. Our luck is back up to 8. So we got the ring protects us against cold. So this is gold ring. If you can remember that this is the one that protects us against the cold. We are then going to try on the copper ring. 130. Which again adds a luck point. So we were right not to drink the potion, because otherwise these 2 luck points would have been wasted. This is the one that summons the warrior to our aid once only. This is a copper ring. Now, we never found a use for that, or the gold ring, in fact, but there might be later. Okay, and then we're going to walk through the next tunnel, which is 338. So 338 is the crossroads, and this is where we have the toughest fight in the game, apart from the Yeti, is the Crystal Warrior. Now, what's interesting is, yeah, we never found out when to use the genie. Oh yeah, there's the genie from the prism as well. We don't know when that's useful. But this Crystal Warrior says, if you do not possess a Warhammer, turn to 2. We've never done that because we've always had the Warhammer. So I assume that having the Warhammer is good and not having it is bad. But this is a really, really tough fight anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy fight. And going back to what I've said many, many times before, it says in the book that there is one true path through this scenario, and you will be able to do it no matter how low your stats are. I can't believe this is a super, super tough fight. If you've got a low skill, you're going to get killed by this. So part of me in the back of my mind is thinking, maybe having the Warhammer's a bad thing? But we won't know. We won't know until I do the video where we go through all of the things that we didn't do before. But when I do that video, remind me, we need to look up this. Okay, so let's put the bookmark in, and we're going to have a fight now. We're only at +1 here, so this is going to be a lengthy, drawn-out fight. Yeah, I can't see how not having the Warhammer is a good thing. Because we're in the fight with it, the sword is useless, we need the Warhammer to smash the Crystal Warrior. So if we don't have the Warhammer, we can't fight it. I don't know. We'll find out another time. But for now, I'm at a +1. First hit, done. Second hit, it goes. Round 3 of combat. We may be here sometime. We got him. If you need to stretch your legs, pop to the restroom or get a coffee. Now is the time. 9 against 9, but we're at a +1. Oh, got us. Okay, it's a fairly even fight so far, but we've got the advantage of having a lot more stamina. 8 + 1 is 9. Oh, it got us again. Let's get one of these cat hairs out of the thing. It's obviously the cat hair that's causing my dice to roll badly. Yep, got him. Right, he's down to 5. We could test our luck, but I think we're okay. I'm going to eat some Brussels sprouts after this. Yep, got him again. He's got 3 stamina left. I think this is the toughest fight in the game. Oh, look at that. Terrible rolls. But we got him. He's down to 1 stamina. This is just a little crystal. Done. Right, okay. Sorted. We're here now. So if you win, turn to 148. Right, 148 says... you step over the pieces of broken quartz that were once the Crystal Warrior and we get to the T-junction. Right, now we know we're going right into the room and then we fight the zombie and we get the garlic. 368. Yes, we're knocking on the door. Zombie. We're attacking the zombie. We fight the zombie. Now the zombie has a skill of 6, so I'm not even going to bother putting the cubes on because we just need 3 hits. We're at a +6. That's 11. 10. And yeah, right. So the zombie's dead. And we go to 200. And then we can take any 3 items. So we are taking the Minotaur horn. Because we know we need that. Well, in fact, we think we need that. We've always had it here. We don't know what happens if we don't have it. But I'm not going to find out. We're taking the garlic. And we're taking the 4 dragon eggs that we don't know what they're for. But we've also not found a need for the box of full teeth or the jar of pickled lizard's tails. So they're the items that we're taking with us. And now we're going to enter the Cavern of the Snow Witch. So how long has this taken us? 35 minutes or so. Right, do we have the ground Minotaur horn? We do, because the white rat is trying to transform into something. And we don't know what it's going to transform into. We'll find that out when I do the other video. 52. Right. Yep, we are walking over and opening the sarcophagus. 297. Do we have some garlic? Yes, we do. And if we didn't have the garlic, she jumps out and bites us. So the garlic isn't essential, but the garlic drives her back. And then because we possess the rune stick, if we don't possess the rune stick, we're dead. And that's the thing. If you don't have that rune stick, it's game over. Taking the stick from your backpack, you thrust it at her. If your skill is higher than 10, yes it is, then you basically do it. No rolls, if your skill is higher than 10. Right, the Snow Witch is dead. Hooray! There we go. We are now investigating the end of the chamber. And this is where there's another fight, I think. There's another crystal warrior thing. Yeah, there's a sentinel. That's it. Right, it's got 9 skill and 9 stamina. Now, our skill is 12, so we're at a +3. So that's first hit, yes. Second one. Oh, yeah, with +3, we just did it. Right, okay. 6 + 3 is 9. No, it hit us. Oh, we should have eaten some Brussels sprouts. I forgot to eat. Yep, got him again. 7, yep, got him again. And one more with feeling. What are we at? We're at a +3. 4 + 3 is 7. Oh, it's evens. Holding on. Yeah, got him. Right, and I'm going to eat 1 Brussels sprout. Yeah, that should do for now. Right, okay, so we've won against the Sentinel, who isn't on my map. I need to draw a little stick man. There you go. So we've won 171. Right, we are getting to the point where we're going to now take a different route than we took last time. So basically, oh, there's all of these gold pieces. I tell you what, I'm not going to take any gold pieces with me. What we do now is we can take as much treasure as we want, but every treasure we take, we have to, every 50 gold pieces we take, we have to lose an item from the backpack. And I don't want to lose any of these items from the backpack because they might be useful. Presumably, we've used one of the iron balls, and presumably we've used the Minotaur horn, and we've used the garlic, and we've used the rune stick. Okay? But yeah, we could probably leave the magic flute. Let's do that. Let's leave the magic flute, and we'll take 50 gold with us, and not be greedy. Eat. Yes, I've eaten. Is there anything else we want to leave behind? I don't think there is. The spear, the warhammer. No, I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. So we are at this point on the map where we could go left or right. Now we went left last time, and that was the orb, because we're now being followed by the 2 elves. Have we got their name yet? No, don't think we have their name yet. Red something and smudge or whatever. Anyway, we're going to go left. Right, because we went left last time. So let's see what's there. Let's see if this is the right way. Because the other way was not great. As you walk along, the elf introduces himself. My name is Red Swift, and he is known as Stub, he says, pointing to the smiling dwarf. We met here as slaves in the service of the vile Snow Witch. We both now hope to return to our villages. I live in the Moonstone Hills, and Stub comes from Stonebridge. If we manage to escape from these infernal caverns, you are more than welcome to come and stay with us. Stonebridge is on the way to my village in the hills. It's also a long way off. Just as Red Swift is about to continue, you notice something strange about the floor and tell them to look down. There are 2 pairs of parallel footsteps running down the tunnel for approximately 20 metres. One pair is painted white and the other is painted black. You wonder why they are there, but you cannot come up with an answer. Okay, so we have choices. First choice. First real choice, I think, for today. No, we've had a few of those. Right, we can follow the white footprints, the black footprints, or walk between. So if you want me to follow the white footprints, put the word white in the chat. If you want me to follow the black footprints, put the word black. And if you want me to walk between the footprints, put the word between. So 3 options are white, black, or between. Johnny's saying that Stonebridge is the town in Forest of Doom Book 3. Oh, cool. Was Forest of Doom the first one that I did of these 2.5 years ago? I think it was. So I'm going to update my map while you're deciding. We got about a minute, and then we'll see how many votes we get. Okay, so I'm going to draw some footprints. There you go. Right, footprints, and this is 388. Okay, how are we doing? What are people suggesting? White, 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 black, between, black, white, dark side, white, white. Oh, it seems, it looked fairly even, but Chrissy's added them up, and we have more votes for white, and Monica's just voted for white as well. So we're going to follow the white footprints. We'll see if this is correct or not. Walk on the white footprints. Gulp. Again, finger in the page. As soon as you step onto the white footprints, large hailstones the size of walnuts rain down on you. It is impossible to avoid being battered by the heavy ice balls. Lose 2 stamina points. Okay, but then I'm going to eat some provisions to restore 4. So I'm just going to add 2 on. There you go. The shower stops as abruptly as it started when all 3 of you get past the footprints. Cursing the bewitched caverns, you press on down the tunnel. Okay, so not too bad. Could have been worse. The other ones could have been worse. We don't know. 207. We'll find out next time. The tunnel soon turns sharply left. As soon as you turn the corner, you see something on the floor sparkling in the dim light. You bend down and pick up a circular metal disc. Now, we found one of those somewhere else, didn't we? Hoping that it might be useful, you put it in your pocket. So we've got a circular disc. It's not long before the tunnel turns left again and you soon arrive at a junction. After some discussion, you decide to turn right rather than continuing straight on. Yeah, so that basically goes round there, round there, round there, and there's a circular disc here. Okay, so turning right, we're about to get to the casket where we have no choice. This is a bit weird, this bit. We have no choice of whether to open it or not. We are definitely opening it. And it's basically just who opens it. And we know it's bad if we open it. And we got a 3. So it's different this time. 196. 196. Stubb draws the short straw and reaches for the handle, cursing his luck. As soon as he touches it, it comes alive. An asp curls itself around his hand, and before he can shake it off, it sinks its poisonous fangs into his wrists. He falls onto his knees, clutching his wrist with his other hand. Red Swift quickly draws off the poison with his knife. Luckily, the dwarf has a strong constitution, and he soon recovers with enough strength to continue. Hooray! Right, so the dwarf getting it is fine. That's safe. Okay, we are continuing. So we go along here, and now we're about to meet a caveman. Yeah, so we're fighting a caveman, and we can escape after 2 rounds if we want to, but it's got a skill of 8 and a stamina of 8. So we are at a +4. So first round we hit it. Second round, we hit it. Again, we're doing this relatively easily because we've kind of cheated a bit on the stats. Yep, got it again, which is fine because we've played it quite a bit. I dread to think how many, if you were playing this properly and generating a new character every time, you'd be playing this for months. Yep, got him again. Right, okay, that's the caveman dead. Turn to 141. I think that's just a fight that you can't get out of. A pouch on the caveman's belt contains a star-shaped metal disc. Okay, star-shaped metal disc. Not wishing to meet any more cavemen, you run along the tunnel to catch up with Red Swift and Stub. Right, now this is where we're going to meet the Mind Flayer. Or sorry, the Brain Slayer. 395. Nope, not 395. 365. 365. Here we go. We got the Brain Slayer. Are you wearing an amulet of courage? Yes, we are. Because we lost like 4 skill or something, didn't we? Right, 189. The Brain Slayer's disgusting tentacles flail frantically as it tries to draw you towards it. Fortunately, the amulet gives you the courage to resist its attempt to hypnotize you. You draw your sword and attack the foul creature. It releases Red Swift and Stub, who fall to the floor clutching their heads in agony. Right, skill 10, stamina 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at a +2. Okay, off we go. We haven't drunk the potion of luck, fortune yet either. So 7 + 2 is no, it's hit us. Okay, next round. We'll allow that. It's first attack on us. Oh dear. Paul's dice rolling skills come back again. That's better. There you go. Take that, Mr. Brain Slayer. Oh, shouldn't annoy him. He gets angry if you annoy him. Okay, we've hit it once. It's hit us 3 times. And we're at a +2, aren't we? Yeah, we're at a +2. Oh dear. 7, 9. Yep, got him on that one. Yep, got him on that one. Yeah, I think the idea that we came up with last time, which is if you fail, increase one of your stats by 1. Don't go back and re-roll another character. Just increase one of your stats by 1 and then you've got better chance next time. Otherwise, yeah, you could theoretically be playing it for months and just going over the same things time and time again, waiting for better dice rolls. Yep, got him. One more hit and the Brain Slayer is dead, and then it's time to eat some food. What's that? Let's re-roll that. Yep, oh, he got us again. I think we'll be fine. We only need one more hit. Got him. Right, okay. And then we're going to eat 2 lots of Brussels sprouts to restore some stamina. Okay, we're back up to 16. Should we drink one more? Eat one more? Yeah, let's eat one more. We're back up to full. Okay, right. Brain Slayer is dead. 309. It didn't enslave us. We didn't lose any skill. Okay, now at this point, we are looking in either the red pot or the brown pot, and we know both of these are good because we did this last time. So 101 is the square metal disc. So we have a square metal disc. Okay. And then the grey pot is the scroll that allows us to summon the air elemental thing, or defeats the air elemental. Something like that. Yeah. There's an old parchment with an unbroken wax seal, which we break and we open. 224. The writing starts to fade. Roll 2 dice. If it's less than or equal to our skill, which it is, we read it, add a luck point. Yes. There you go. Back to 10. And we write down Gul Sang Abidar, which we've done. Right. We then leave the cavern. We leave there and we end up in here. Yeah, we are getting very close now to where we left last time. Oh, it's the door with the dagger. Now, we know last time pulling the door out of the dagger was bad. So we're just going to open the door. 285. Yep, okay. T-junction, we go left to 298, because we know that that's there. We're going to take the shield, which is 183. We say Gulsang Abidar to enter 253. We've got the shield. Add a skill point. We can't add a skill point. We now go back along here. There is a waterfall, and because we've got the shield, we don't get wet. Not quite sure what would happen if we got wet. We're almost at the point where we got to yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. 230. The water looks harmless enough, but you use the shield to protect you. Yep, 339. And now, here we go. Right, so we are here. We're in a big chamber, which is basically what's on the front cover. Big chamber, globe, Snow Witch in the globe, commanding the orc. And we had 3 options last time. And we tried to run through the cavern into the opposite tunnel, and we basically got zapped. Now this time, I think we're going to try and fire an iron ball from our sling. I think that's what people were suggesting in the chat, because we know that smashing the globe with the sword doesn't work. So yeah, we're going to fire an iron ball from the sling at the globe if you have one. And we'll see what happens. Again, finger in the page, just in case. You quickly load your sling and aim at the globe. Roll 2 dice. If the total is the same or less than your skill, which it is, turn to 282. Finger still in the page. 282. The iron ball flies straight and true. When it hits the Snow Witch's globe, a bolt of white light shoots out from the globe towards you. Test your luck. Okay, so we have got a luck of 10. Yes, we lose a luck. There we go. Where was that? 282. If you were lucky, turn to 193. This can't be death, surely. This must be the right thing to do. You quickly dive on the floor and watch the energy bolt pass overhead and slam into the cavern wall behind you. Turn to 336. You sit up and see that the Snow Witch's globe is cracked, but she appears to have come to no harm. She watches you carefully, ready for your next move. Okay, so that wasn't bad, but it doesn't look like we've done anything. Okay, so the globe is cracked. 262. Right, so this is where we were before. We tried to stand up, and we've got to fight both of the elf and the dwarf, because they are now zombies. So the first one is skill 8, stamina. Oh, we fight them both at the same time. Oh, yeah, I remember. This is a tough fight, and I don't think we've any way around this. No, we haven't. So 9 stamina for the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is skill 8. And then we have skill 9, which is 9 stamina again. So this is another tough fight. Okay, and we basically choose, because we're having to fight them both at the same time, only one of them we can actually hit. So let's go for the one that's got 9 skill. We're still at +3, but yeah. Okay, so we've done it, but now we have to roll against this one, and even if we succeed, we don't actually hit it. And we're at +4 on this one, so that's fine. Second round of combat, we're going for this one again. We're at +3. So it's hit us, and then we need to go for the elf. We'll say this is the dwarf, we'll say this is the elf. The elf's hitting us, we're at +4, that's fine. Third round of combat, we're going to attack the dwarf. Done it. Now the elf tries to hit us. We're okay. Right. Next round of combat, dwarf again. Ooh. Not much we can do about that. And now the elf. Yeah, we're okay. Right. Let's go for the dwarf again. What was he called? Stub? Yeah. What we at? +3? Yeah, that's fine. And then the elf, we're at +4. Yep. Okay, dwarf again. Yep. He's got 1 health left. And then the elf, what we at? +4? So we're okay. Right. Hopefully this will get rid of the dwarf. Yes, dwarf is gone. The elf gets 1 hit at us. Nope, fine. Right, now we're focusing on the elf, and we're at +4. So that's 1. Oh, easy. 5 plus 4 is 9. Yep, that's enough. 2, 3, 6 plus 4 is 10. Yep. It's easy with 12 skill. And there we go. Right, sorted. Yeah, that's what happens if you've got lots of lots of skill. So we've won. We've defeated our friends. 23. The Snow Witch looks surprised and displeased by the defeat of her zombies. Suddenly, she says, "The game we are going to play is called Discs. You will not win, of course, but in the unlikely event that you do, I will give you the chance to escape. I hope you have remembered to bring along your discs. Without them, you lose." She laughs sadistically at the thought of making up the rules on the spur of the moment. Nevertheless, you must play as directed. If you have any small metal discs, we have 3 of them, turn to 1, 1, 3. Now, I don't know how many we need. We might need 4 of them. We'll see. Okay, the Snow Witch quickly explains the rules of her game. She tells you to choose a disc and conceal it in your clenched fist. She will call out a shape. A square beats a circle beats a star, and a star beats a square. Oh, well, we've got all 3 then. Right. If you win, you will be given a chance to escape. If you lose, you will die. If you both choose the same shape, you will play again. Your life depends on your next decision. Now you must make your choice. Of course, if you do not possess all 3 discs, your choice will be limited. Right, so we have 3 options. One of these we win, one of these we die, and one of these we play again. So, it's up to you, in the chat, which one do you want us to do? I suspect this might be the very end, because having an auto-death at the end, yeah. Square, circle, or star. Your choice in the chat. Square, circle, or star. How are we doing for time? 6 o'clock. That's not bad. Well, I think this might be the end. I don't know, it might not be. There might be loads more to go. I've been really resisting the urge over the last couple of days to go online and look up maps for Caverns of the Snow Witch. Because if you Google it, if you look online, you will see that lots of people have made their own maps a bit like this. And I love maps, and I wanted to look, but then I thought, well, no, because if I look, I'm going to see some spoilers. So as soon as this is all over, I will be going online and looking at all of the maps that people have made. Right. How's the vote coming so far? Oh, Nancy's managed to actually put a circle in the chat. That's very cool. Rick saying umbrella. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, that'll catch the Snow Witch out, revealing an umbrella. But yeah, how are we looking? There is no Lizard or Spock. Okay, we've got 10 people voting for star, 2 people voting for square. No, sorry, star 10, circle 2, square 2, and 1 umbrella. So yeah, the majority of people are voting for star. Okay, I am going to keep my finger in the page, because there is no way that I am playing all of this again if this turns out to be the wrong one. So it's 113. Let's remember that, 113. Okay, the chat has chosen star. Let's see what happens. The Snow Witch stares at you for a long time before calling out circle. Terror spreads across your face as you unfold your fist, revealing the star-shaped metal disc. The Snow Witch laughs, and another energy bolt shoots out from her globe. It slams into your chest, killing you instantly. Your adventure is over. Right, okay, so we have the choice of square or circle. Everybody who voted for star, now vote for square or circle. If you already voted for square or circle, don't vote again. And we're just going to count the number of votes from the people who voted star. Or if you didn't vote, now's the time to vote. But yeah, if you'd already voted for square or circle, no need to vote again. Now, of course, we know that she's choosing star, don't we? No, we chose star. We know that she chose circle. But it might be different. She might cheat. Star beats a square. Circle, yeah, a square beats a circle. So I think the chat is probably going to go square. Yeah, if she picks circle again, then we don't know. But what's the votes? How many have we got? I'm seeing a circle, square, square, circle, square, square, circle, circle, square, circle. Oh, it's pretty even. Rick said square, not umbrella. Cisco, definitely circle. Circle, square, square. It's just square. Square's got 8 votes. Circle has got 7. It's a triple bluff. We're going to go square and we'll see what happens. Square. The Snow Witch stares out at you for a long time before calling out, circle. You smile and unfold your clenched fist, revealing the square metal disc. You have outwitted her, and she realises the consequences. Now, where did we get the square one from? That was from the caveman, wasn't it? Yeah, so you can't miss that one. The globe starts to fill with white smoke, and suddenly it shatters. The image of the Snow Witch disappears. Her shrill cry fills the cavern, but she is defeated. The 3 of you slap each other's hands in celebration. Hey, well, wait a minute, didn't we kill... I thought we killed the other 2. I might have missed a bit of text where we didn't kill them. I don't know. Anyway. Oh no, it wasn't actually them. It was like creations, zombie creations of them. Okay. However, your joy is short-lived as you hear an ominous rumbling. The ground beneath your feet starts to tremble and huge cracks appear in the ice walls. The roof starts to cave in. Is this the chance to escape the Snow Witch? Is this the chance to escape that the Snow Witch promised? Test your luck. Right, what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to quickly drink my potion of fortune. So our luck goes up to 11. Which means we get 11 luck. And now we're going to test our luck. 8. Done it. Okay. Right. We are lucky. Turn to 3. By some miracle, you are not hit by the heavy chunks of falling ice. When they finally stop crashing around you, you are surprised to see the welcome sight of blue sky above. The 3 of you waste no time clambering out of the ice cavern, and you find yourselves on the side of the mountain. It is not even snowing, and everything looks tranquil. As you climb down the mountain, you tell your friends about Big Jim's son and the circumstances that led you to enter the caverns of the Snow Witch. You realise that Big Jim would have presumed you were dead, and you decide it is not worth chasing after him to collect your reward for killing the Yeti. Without further ado, you agree to accompany Red Swift and Stubb to Stonebridge. 104, not 400. That rarely sounds like an end. Your journey south is long and arduous, but your determination to leave Icefinger Mountains behind you spurs you on. 2 days after leaving the ice caverns, you reach the River Cock. 50 miles up river lies Fang, the town where Baron Succumvit's notorious death trap dungeon awaits its challengers each year for the Trial of Champions. However, at this time of the year, Fang is unlikely to be more interesting than any other river town. You decide against going there and walk downriver to find a bridge or a boatman. After walking for half an hour along the bank of the wide, dirty brown river, you see a man asleep aboard a raft moored to the bank. You shout to him and ask him to ferry you across. He tells you to go away and he is too tired to work today. So we can offer him 10 gold pieces to make him change our mind, or we can walk on. Right, choices again. Yeah, Death Trap Dungeon, Book 5. It's Book 6. City of Thieves is Book 5, which I have done. I think this time last year we did City of Thieves. So John, if you are interested, my videos from a year ago, I did City of Thieves, which was Book 5. So anyway, the 2 options are now, we are going to offer him 10 gold pieces. If you want me to do that, put the word gold in the chat. Or if you want me to walk on, put the word walk. So the 2 options are gold or walk. We do have 50 gold pieces, so we do have the gold. Yeah, I don't know what would happen if we walked on. We're walking downriver to try and find a bridge or a boatman. Yeah, who knows what walking on does? Right, the chat is all saying gold, apart from VG Lagner that says walk. Oh, and we're still getting those spam things appearing. Ignore that, whatever that thing is in the chat, which Chris is probably going to delete any minute now. Just ignore that. There's some weird spam bot going on YouTube that's been going on for the last couple of weeks. And yes, how is this not finished? It's interesting, actually, because a lot of the other books, as soon as you kill the big bad at the end, that's it, it's over. Whereas with this one, it's actually carrying on, which is quite cool. So 15 people have suggested we're going to give him 10 gold pieces. So we'll do that. The boatman jumps up and says, for 10 gold pieces, I'll ferry you all the way to Fang. Jump aboard. You pay the greedy boatman his money. And he soon ferries you across the river. From the far bank, you set off south across the pagan plain for Stonebridge. You have not been walking for long when you see dust rising in the distance. Red Swift puts his ear to the ground and says, horses or centaurs, I can't tell which. Okay, we've got two choices again. This adventure might go on forever. We can wait, if you want me to wait, put the word wait in the chat, to see who or what is approaching, or we can lie down in the scrub to hide, which is hide. So the two options are wait or hide. Which one do you want me to do? Yeah, let me know. Wait or hide. Yeah, I don't understand this YouTube spam bot thing. It's popping into YouTube videos everywhere and posting some weird letters. And I think if you Google those letters, it takes you to a website which is full of viruses or something like that. It's a little bit weird. But it's been going on for about a month or so now. And there's very little you can do apart from delete the messages, ban them. But, it's a bot, so there'll be another one. And I don't know what YouTube can do about it. Right, we've got a mixture of messages. Hide, 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 hide. Lots of waits. I can turn on only subscribers can chat. Yeah, that's very true, actually. I haven't thought about that. There is an option in YouTube that I can make sure that only subscribers can chat to me. I assume everybody watching is subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So, 13 people have suggested we're going to hide. Okay, so we'll do that. Turn to 58. Whilst keeping my thumb in the page. 58. Lying between the stunted bushes, you listen to the noise of the thundering hooves growing louder. Bending back a branch, you see 4 centaurs gallop by, each armed with a bow and a quiver of arrows. You lie quite still until the sound of their hooves fade. When you are certain that they are out of sight, you stand up, continue your journey south. So remind me when we go through all of these options to find out what would have happened if we'd have waited. But for now, turn to 278. Marching quickly across the plain, you do not encounter any evil creatures. To the east, you see the forbidding shape of Firetop Mountain reaching into the sky. Does the Warlock still rule the depths of Firetop Mountain? Stubb asks inquisitively. You are just about to reply when you see somebody walking towards you. You draw your sword, but when the person gets closer, you see that it is a little old man carrying a sack over his shoulder. He stops in front of you and says, "Put that sword away. There's no point in killing me. The only thing I have to offer is information, and that costs money. Pay me 2 gold pieces and you won't regret it." Okay, are we going to pay the man for his information or ignore him and continue south? I think we should pay. Yeah, I think we should pay him 2 gold for his information. What's the worst that could happen? 38. Okay. And the chat is saying pay as well. Oh, no, one person saying ignore. Yeah, but majority of people are saying pay. Okay, we'll do that. Because you never know. It might be important. Again, what's the worst that could happen, giving an old man 2 gold pieces? After putting the coins carefully into a hidden pocket, the old man tells you to be careful of 2 things if you are travelling south to Stonebridge. Firstly, the nearest waterhole has been poisoned, and secondly, there are lots of hill trolls gathering to the north of Stonebridge. He bids you good luck and farewell and walks off. I thought this adventure was going to be over ages ago. Stubb urges you to set off quickly as possible, worried about the possible attack on Stonebridge by the hill trolls. Okay, 348. The flatness of the plain becomes monotonous, and you forget to keep a constant lookout. The reflection of the sun on your armour has attracted a group of flying predators that you do not notice circling above you. They are green, with membranous wings, and they swoop down on their prey to kill them to kill them with their sharp claws. There are 4 of these birdmen above you, and one of them suddenly lets out a shrill cry and swoops down to attack you. Okay, test our luck. Our luck is now 10. Oh, look at that. Yes, we are lucky. Turn to 256. This is a big bug, this. You just managed to draw your sword in time to defend yourself against the diving birdman. It veers away slightly, but turns to attack again. Skill 12, stamina 8. Well, that's a bit silly. Yeah, that is a little bit silly, having a skill 12 encounter at this point in the scenario. Because that's basically auto death, unless you're stupidly lucky with your dice rolls. Thankfully, because we've slightly cheated, we've got a skill of 12. So this is actually an even fight. But yeah, I'm not impressed by that from a game design point of view. Sorry, Sir Ian. But yeah. Can you imagine getting this far and then meeting that and going, oh, we're dead? Anyway, it's an even fight and we've lost the first round. We might need to use our luck here. The old man led us to our death, did he? No, he told us good information. We've lost the second round. We still might die. But I am going to fudge it. I'm not going to restart again tonight. Yeah, third hit again. Now, unless we're allowed to eat our Brussels sprouts in the middle of a fight, which we're not, we might have to start using our luck. Okay, so we've got him, and I'm going to use my luck. So our luck is 9. Succeeded, which means we deal 4 damage instead of 2. Okay, that's looking a bit better now. He says, and takes another hit. I think there was a certain point where we were supposed to have knocked off some provisions, and I think I forgot. 7 against 8. Oh, this is not looking good at all. It really isn't. It's supposed to be an even fight, this, and we've lost most of the rounds of combat. We've only won 1 round. And we've lost this one as well. Ouch. Now, I could use my luck to prevent taking this amount of damage, but I'm going to test my luck now and see if we win. So our luck is 8, and I've rolled a 9. Oh dear. Right. Oh, and then we lose a luck. Oh, this is not good. But as I say, I'm going to fudge it anyway if we lose. Yeah, we're down to 2 health. Can we possibly win this fight without fudging it? Look at that. I rolled a 12. It rolled a 2. So it's basically down to this last roll. We're on 2 health. It's on 1. We could use our luck if we need to. Yeah, we're going to have to. So it rolled a 10. We rolled a 7. We're going to take 2 damage, but we're going to use our luck to try and prevent the damage. We succeeded, which means we only take 1 damage. Look at this. How close is this? And look at that. We rolled a double 6. Fantastic. So we managed to beat the Birdman. Oh, of course we did. We didn't just cheat. So we've beaten the Birdman. Yeah, skill 12. That's silly. Right, page 18. The other birdmen who were circling above you fly east after seeing the first birdman killed. Frightened that they might return with a huge flock, you decide to run across the plain. The sun is now overhead, and you begin to sweat profusely. You become unbearably thirsty and curse the fact that you have not got a water bottle. You finally reach a water hole, but you feel like screaming when you see the body of an ogre lying face down in the water. We can drink the water or resist the temptation. Now, we're not going to drink the water because we were told not to, and there is an ogre lying face down in the water. So we are resisting the temptation to drink. It was a close fight, very close fight. Your thirst makes you weary, lose 1 stamina point, but just as we're about to lose the 1 stamina point, we eat some Brussels sprouts. And we get 4 stamina points back. There you go. So we're not dead. However, you do not wish to drink. You do not wish to risk drinking the water. Correct. 96. There's more. The 3 of you set off to the south, worried about the shortage of water. Stubb tries to offer some comfort by saying that you should reach Stonebridge in less than a day. He says that he is surprised that he hasn't seen any of his fellow dwarves by now. Oh yes, we have, says Red Swift solemnly. but you won't want to see them like that. He points to a boulder about 50 metres west. The bloodied body of a dwarf lies propped up against it. His head has slumped forward and he is motionless. His axe is still in his hand, and whoever or whatever attacked him cannot be far away. Stubb runs up to the dwarf, wailing in grief. "It's Morry, the ironsmith," he says. "This looks like the work of hill trolls. Let's bury Morry and get to Stonebridge as quickly as possible to tell them the terrible news. Here, take Morry's water bottle. He won't need it now." You gulp down the water and are at last refreshed. Add 1 stamina point. After marking Morry's grave with his axe and helmet, you set off again for Stonebridge. Night is approaching and you decide to camp in the shelter of some rocks and bushes, despite Stubb's plea to carry on. You build a fire and settle down to sleep. Red Swift takes the first watch. Test your luck. Now, our luck is now down to 6. We got a 7, so we were unlucky. Our luck has finally run out. Turn to 251, finger in the page. There can't be any more auto deaths at this point, surely. You have been asleep for only 2 hours when an eerie howl pierces the night air, waking you up. You see Red Swift immediately stoke up the fire and Stubb run to his side, ready for battle. Suddenly you hear a twig snap behind you and you turn around to see a large beast about to leap on you. Its long hair and sharp teeth glisten in the firelight, and you realise it is a werewolf. You must fight it, but not before eating some Brussels sprouts. Right, okay, it's got 10 stamina and 8 skill. So we are at a +4. We need 5 hits on it. Yeah, 5 hits on it and we win. 1. 5 + 4 is 9. Yep, 2. Now our rolling's okay. 3. 4. And 1 more. Oh, it got us. Its last dying breath. Right, okay, we've killed the werewolf. 199. There was no bonus for anything with that birdman. It wasn't like, oh, if you had a sling with an iron ball, you could have defeated it. After the ordeal with the werewolf, you cannot settle down to sleep again. You are pleased when Stubb completes the second watch and asks you to take over. The rest of the night passes peacefully, and in the morning, you are able to continue your journey to Stonebridge. Stonebridge. 13. By mid-morning, Stubb has become quite excited, knowing that he will soon be home. Seconds later, the thought of his dead friend Morry depresses him, and he shakes his fist at the unseen hill trolls. An hour later, you see distant wisps of smoke rising into the sky. "Stonebridge!" yells Stubb. He starts to run ahead of you, but suddenly stops when he sees a party of 6 hill trolls marching towards his village. Screaming a dwarvish battle cry, he raises his axe and charges at them. You cannot leave your friend to fight on his own, and run forward to fight at his side. 2 of the hill trolls turn to fight you. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, I'm going to skip this fight, because I think we are at the end, and I'm not going to bother rolling this. We're just going to move on with the story, because this is actually another really tough fight that we're probably going to lose, because we have to fight both of them at the same time. We choose which one to attack, and basically just pretend that we won this, just because we're getting near the end. So we've managed to defeat both of the hill trolls. Fantastic. 211. Right. Stubb's desire for revenge spurs him on, and he quickly defeats 2 of the hill trolls and then helps Red Swift dispatch the remaining 2. He does not stop to search through the troll's belongings, but heads straight for Stonebridge. You follow him into the village where he is greeted by all his old friends. However, you soon discover that an air of gloom hangs over the dwarves. Even though they know that the hill trolls are gathering to attack their village, they have lost their will to defend themselves since their fabled warhammer was stolen from King Gilabrian. Stubb is concerned by their loss of morale and takes you to the inn to meet his friend Big Leg. He learns from Big Leg that an eagle took the warhammer and dropped it over Darkwood Forest. Then we must find it. Big Leg, we must leave immediately, says Stubb, forgetting his own troubles. He stands up and extends his hand to you, saying, "Well, friends, I'm sorry, but I will not be able to offer you hospitality at our hospitality after all. I hope you understand. He walks out of the inn with Big Leg, and that is the last you see of the jolly old dwarf. Red Swift sighs and suggests that the two of you leave for Moonstone Hills straight away. Besides, he says, he has something important to tell you, and in a way it's fortunate that Stubb will not be around to hear what he has to say. Intrigued by Red Swift's words, you leave Stonebridge, heading east along the bank of the Red River. While keeping a lookout for the Hill Troll patrols, you cannot help wondering what it is that Red Swift has to tell you. Hidden among the trees to your left, Red Swift suddenly spots 3 hill trolls sharpening their weapons on a stone. Now that whole thing there with the Warhammer, that is basically the background behind Forest of Doom. Yes, so this is a Forest of Doom prequel. We are testing our luck. Our luck is now 5. We have failed. Oh dear. This adventure's huge. I mean, you definitely get value for money. So we're fighting 2 more hill trolls, which again is certain death for us, I think. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to skip forward and say we defeated them. 164. Because yeah, I'm getting quite tired now and I'm getting quite hungry. And I can smell the food coming from downstairs. You find a magnificent sword clenched in the hand of one of the dead trolls. You unbend its fingers and take the finely crafted weapon. It's keen, its edge is keen, and without any effort you slice through a nearby branch. Add 1 skill point, except we're on 12. Red Swift urges you to hurry in case there are any more trolls. Even though it is quite cool walking along the bank of the Red River, you start to sweat and feel dizzy. You look at Red Swift and he too looks far from well. His face is white and his eyes look dark and sunken. Sit down, says Red Swift in a laboured voice. You gratefully stop and collapse onto the grass, quite worried now that your heart is beating very fast. Do you remember walking through the caverns of the Snow Witch and arriving at a door with a piece of parchment nailed to it? Did we? You could not understand what was written on it. Oh yeah, I remember now. And asked me to read it. It was a death spell, and we are now both doomed. It is starting to work on us sooner than I expected. We have to find the old man of the hills that they call the healer. Only he can save us now, but I fear it may be too late already. My legs are so weak, I don't know if I'll be able to stand again. If you drank the potion of health that belonged to the Dark Elf... Dark Elf? Nope. I don't even remember meeting a Dark Elf. Okay, so we did not drink his potion. Okay, 367. Where was the Dark Elf? You try to stand up, but your legs feel as stiff and as heavy as iron. You look at Red Swift. He also tries to stand up, alas, without success. As you begin to lose consciousness, you realise that the Snow Witch has had her revenge. Your adventure ends here. Okay, so again, I'm not gonna restart it, but I would like to know where you get the potion from with the Dark Elf. We're just going to say that we did drink the potion of the Dark Elf without actually knowing where the heck the Dark Elf is. Because I don't remember us ever coming across a Dark Elf at any point in the adventure. So there is clearly one true path through this, and we've not found it this time. But we're going to fudge it because it's late, and this is the last part of the playthrough. The death spell is not working as quickly on you as it is on Red Swift. You help him to his feet, apologising that you made him read the infernal spell. He tells you not to worry about it. He was as good as dead anyway as a slave in the ice caverns. You manage to struggle on for another hour, carrying poor Red Swift on your back. Suddenly, his fingers dig into your arm, and then his whole body relaxes. The death spell has won. After burying your elfin friend in a leafy glade, you set off as quickly as you can towards the Moonstone Hills, but you are weak and cannot walk very fast. Lose 1 skill and 1 stamina. The ground becomes steeper as you approach the foothills, and you wonder which way you should go to find the healer. Okay, we've got choices again. Yes, super cheat. It's only because I'm doing something else tomorrow, otherwise I would have done part 5 again tomorrow. But to be fair, if we did a part 5, the first hour and 15 would just be going through it all over again. So, we have a choice. We can go east or south. What do you want me to go? East or south? East, following the river into the hills, or crossing the river by the rope bridge and walking south. Let me know in the chat whether we're going East or south? While I look for where this dark elf was. No, I literally have no idea. The only two paths that we haven't been on are that way and that way. Both of them avoid the frost giant. And we've got so many things we haven't used. We've got the gold ring that protects us from the cold. We've got the copper ring that summons a warrior when we need it. Where was that when we were fighting the Birdman? And we've got the genie that said he would protect us at some point and hasn't. All these things we've not used. We've definitely not come across a dark elf, have we? No, so the only bits we haven't been to is there and there. Okay, right. What's the chat saying? The daggers were, if you remember in part 1, we fell down the pit, the goblins came, we pulled the goblins down into the pit with us, we killed the goblins, and they had a dagger and 2 gold pieces. So that is how we got the dagger. But you're right, the key, I've no idea where the key is. The minstrel might have had the key. It's the only thing, we didn't kill the minstrel. But other than that, yeah, the key and the dark elf, don't know. So we're going east. Yes, I am keeping my finger in the page because if this is certain death, we'll go the other way. We're going east, following the river and into the hills. The river narrows and the ground becomes steeper. As you climb, you feel yourself becoming weaker by the minute. Lose 1 stamina point. You walk past a large hollow tree stump, paying it no attention until you notice a thick vine which is tied to its roots and runs up over the edge of the stump. You look inside the hollow stump and see the vine disappearing into its black depths. Okay, 3 choices. More choices for the chat. We can pull the vine. If you want me to do that, put the word pull. We can climb down the vine. If you want me to do that, put the word climb. Or we can keep on walking up the river. If you want me to do that, put the word walk. So the 3 options are pull, climb, or walk. I'm just going to write down. East was 46, and that's the one we did. And south was 385. Okay, so pull, climb, or walk are the 3 options. I'm getting really hungry now. I wonder if these red cubes are edible. Probably not. I've got some hand sanitizer. Maybe I could drink this. Do not drink. Oh. It's a shame. Right, okay. So pull, 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 pull. Climb, 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 climb. Pull, pull, climb, climb. Pull, pull, pull. East. Yes, we've been east. that's an old one. I think the majority of people are saying we should pull the vine. So it's a large hollow tree stump with a thick vine tied to its roots running over the edge of the stump. We're going to pull the vine. Yep, more people have said pull the vine. So we're going to do that. 3, 1, 2. I really expected this adventure to be over about half an hour ago. I mean, it's great that you get loads of adventure in it. 3, 1, 2. As you pull up the vine into the light, you see that it is crawling with revolting flesh grubs, their blind heads writhing around in search of living flesh in which to burrow. You release the vine, but one of the grubs crawls onto the back of your hand. Fortunately, you manage to pull it off and stamp it underfoot. Add 1 luck point. Yay! You will not find the healer in the tree stump, so you decide to carry on walking up the river valley. Okay, so if we'd have climbed down, I think that would have been bad. 119. To your left, you see a narrow footpath leading from the bank of the river into the trees. We can walk up the footpath. If you want me to do that, put the word walk. Or we can carry on up the valley. If you want me to do that, put the word valley. So the first option is walk. And the second option is valley. In fact, it should have been footpath and valley, but we'll keep it as walk. So yeah, there is a narrow footpath leading from the bank of the river into the trees. We're either going to walk or we're going to continue up the valley. And we're looking for this healer. We don't know where the healer is. We are all out of Brussels sprouts. We're all out of luck. We've got loads of skill still. Everybody's saying walk. Right, okay, we're going to walk up the footpath and see what's there. The footpath twists and turns through the trees before ending outside a wooden hut. You creep up to the hut and look through the window. An old man wearing purple robes and a grey skull cap is asleep in an ornately carved rocking chair. The shelves on the wall behind him are lined with jars of herbs and berries. Okay, we can enter the hut or continue back down the path. We're entering the hut because I think this is the healer. Okay, we're going to enter the hut. Not even going to put it to the vote. 3, 4, 1. When you open the door, one of the man's eyes flicks open. He seems, however, unconcerned at your intrusion and remains stretched out in his rocking chair. If you wish to ask him if he is the healer, or we can just tell him that you are lost. We're going to ask him that, is he the healer? I'm sorry I'm not making this interactive, but I'm getting really hungry. And I think this is what you'd choose. The man springs out of his chair and says, "Indeed, I am. What ails you, stranger?" You tell the old man about your adventures in the ice caverns and the spell that is slowly destroying you. The old man smiles and says, "Death spells? They are easy to counteract, but you just need a jar of my special mixed herbs, a bargain at only 50 gold pieces." You are surprised that the man wants to charge you money to save your life, but he seems quite adamant. If you wish to pay the man for the herbs, or do you want to threaten him? Now, we're going to threaten him because we don't have 50 gold pieces. But now we know why we should have brought more money with us. So we're going to threaten him, and this is going to be bad. I know this is going to be bad. So we'll remember 71. And I'll keep my finger in the page just in case I lose it. But 71. Right, we're going to threaten him. This is going to end badly. You draw your sword and advance towards the old man, asking him why he is so eager to acquire blood money. You pin him against the wall, holding the point of your sword under his chin, and ask him to explain why a so-called philanthropic healer requires 50 gold pieces for saving a life. The old man starts to tremble and says, "All right, I'm sorry, I'm not the healer." "Oh, I'm only a simple herbalist, down on my luck. I figured that soon you wouldn't be needing your gold anyhow, so you wouldn't mind me having some of it. I realised that it was a foolish thing to do. Listen, you can have some of my own pills that stop my aches and pains. They might help. No charge, of course." With your sword tip still pinning him up against the wall, he reaches into the robes and pulls out a small bottle. He opens it and hands you 3 green pills. You grab the pills and leave the hut, telling the old man that he is lucky to be alive. Outside, you have to decide what to do. Okay, interesting. So it wasn't the healer. That was actually the right choice then. So we have a choice. We can swallow the pills. If you want me to do that, put the word pills in the chat. Or are we going to walk back down the path and up the river valley? If you want me to do that, put walk. So it's pills or walk. They are the two options. How are we doing for time? 6:35. This is huge, this adventure. I think this feels longer than the others because this is more linear. City of Thieves had 3 branches and therefore you never actually went down the whole thing, whereas this one is a lot more linear than the last one. Which means it's longer. It's a lot longer than I was expecting. Right, how many people have we got voting? So we've got pills, walk, walk. He could be poison, he could be tricking us. Walk, rally, walk. Oh, I think slightly more people are suggesting we walk away. I should be having a ration of Jaffa cakes within easy reach. Yeah, I really should. What's even worse is that there are loads of packs of Jaffa cakes downstairs. And just the mention of Jaffa cakes is making me hungry. Right, we're going to ignore his pills. We're going to think he's trying to kill us. So we're going to walk away. And again, remind me, when we do this stream for patrons, we'll go through these choices again. That'll probably be about an hour's video, just going through and reading all of the different choices. But I really want to do it, because I'm not going to play this again. Right, we're walking away. 2:05. You spot a small open space between the rocks and trees on the far bank of the river. Something is cooking over a fire. You can see the smoke rising, but there is no one to be seen. Perhaps they saw you first and are hiding. The river runs fast and is quite narrow at this point. Large rocks jut out over the river, and it would be possible to cross over by leaping from rock to rock. Okay, choices again. Cross the river. If you want me to do that, put the word cross. Or keep on walking up the river valley. If you want me to do that, put the word valley, because we've used the word walk so many times. So it's either cross for crossing the river or valley for keep on walking up the river valley. And there's something cooking over the other side of the river valley. So, yeah, downstairs is not within easy reach. No, I know. The only things within easy reach are, well, there's a Pritt stick. I'm pretty sure Pritt sticks are not edible. Do not eat. I mean, it does say 90% natural ingredients, but do not eat. Oh, that's a shame. I've also got some metal coins from Maracaibo, but I don't think they've got any nutritional value either. We are running short on luck. Our luck is very low, so that's a good point, Brian. If it means we have to do a luck test, I mean, you never know whether it's going to be luck or skill. So, what's the option? 9 people for crossing. Okay. We are crossing the river. 268. The rocks are slippery and far apart. In your present condition, you find it difficult to jump from rock to rock. Roll a die. Okay, so it's not luck. It's not skill. A Pritt stick is like a glue stick. Yeah, it's one of these things that you use for gluing paper, but Pritt stick is the manufacturer. Other glue sticks are available. Here we go. We've rolled a 3. I'm keeping my finger in the page. I've got my finger in a few pages right now, but we're going to see if 1, 2, 3 is good or bad. When you land on the 3rd rock, your foot slips and you fall into the river. You are swept downstream and are too weak to swim against the fast-flowing current. If you are carrying 400 or more gold pieces, we are not. If you are carrying less than 400 gold pieces, brilliant, this adventure never ends. You just managed to keep your head above the surface of the water, but you are unable to swim to the bank. Test your luck. Okay, we got a luck of 5. Nope, we rolled a 6. If you are unlucky, turn to 280. 280. You see an overhanging branch but just fail to grab it. You are carried further down the river before being pushed into an inlet where you come to a welcome halt. If you were carrying a shield, you would have lost it. Lose 1 skill point, but we didn't add 1 for having the shield, so I'm not going to lose it. You have swallowed lots of water and are completely exhausted. You just have enough strength to clamber out of the river to the south bank. Lose 4 stamina. We're on 1 stamina point. You curse your bad luck and set off east back towards the place where the fire was burning. Okay, so that was bad. As you approach the fire, you smell the delicious aroma of a duck being roasted. You draw your sword and walk warily forward. Suddenly, a sinewy man with long hair and a beard jumps out from behind a rock, screaming at the top of his voice. He is wearing animal furs and carrying a stone club, which he raises to attack you. You must fight the wild hillman. Now, we've got a skill of 11 and it's got a skill of 6. So let's do this fight, because I think we don't have to cheat here. It's got 5 stamina. First one is a yes. Second one, what are we at? A +5? So +5 under 4 is 9. Yeah, second one we've done it. Third one? Yeah, okay, we've killed him. Turn to 320. To your right, you see a huge... Oh, no, 320. The wild hillman carried nothing of interest to you. However, the duck is ready to eat, and you enjoy a delicious and nourishing feast. Add 4 stamina. You may now either go back across the river over the rocks, or follow a goat path up the side of the hill behind the clearing. Okay, so, choices again. We can either go back across the river over the rocks. If you want me to do that, put the word rocks, bearing in mind, last time we slipped and fell and went in the river. Or follow a goat path up the side of the hill behind the clearing. If you want me to do that, put the word goat. So the 2 options are rocks or goat? There we go. Is he the healer? Well, if he is, he's dead. What else have I got on the table that I could eat? There's nothing. I don't have anything. I'm so hungry. Right. Yeah, it's good, but it's not sprouts. Right, the majority of the chat are saying goat. So we're going to go up the goat path because you don't want me to go back over the rocks. 2, 3, 1. Where is this healer? By the time you reach the top of the hill, you are panting heavily. Lose 1 stamina point. Feeling exhausted, you stand and look around. The hill slopes down into a gorge which runs east to west. You walk slowly down the hill into the gorge and turn left. After walking for a while, you see the entrance to a cave halfway up the left-hand side of the gorge. So we can climb up to the cave, or we can keep walking up to the gorge. 2 options are cave or gorge. Why don't I call it? Call what? The fight? So they are the 2 options, cave or gorge. I'm tempted to go into the cave because the healer might be in the cave. We don't know. We might walk past and yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for cave, 2 for gorge, 3 for gorge, 4 for gorge, 1 for cave. I think the majority of people are voting for the cave. Yeah. Looks like we've had 4 or 5 people voting for gorge and everybody else voting for cave. So we are going to climb up to the cave. 170. You scramble up the side of the gorge to reach the cave entrance. It is too dark to see inside and you do not have a lantern. If you wish to shout in the hope that the healer lives here, or we could just enter the cave. I'm going to shout. I'm going to shout to see if the healer lives in here. And this might be the wrong thing to do. But at this point, we're getting pretty desperate. 53. Nobody replies to your call. We can enter the cave or go back down to the gorge. Let's enter the cave. 2, 4, 6. It's probably bad. 2, 4, 6. Inside the cave, it is so dark that you can hardly see your hand in front of your face. As you walk on blindly, you stumble and trip. Test your luck. Oh dear, 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 dear. Nope. Our luck is down to 3. Look how bad this is. If you are unlucky, turn to 178. 178. You fall to the ground, hitting your head on a rock. If you are wearing a helmet, we're not wearing a helmet, so I'm going to turn to 129, and then this is probably death, so I'm going to rewind a bit. So 129 is, yeah, you are knocked unconscious by the blow to your head. Already weakened by the death spell, your injury is more than you can withstand. Your adventure ends here. Now, I've no idea where we get the helmet from, so we'll forget that, and we will say that we were lucky when we stumbled and tripped. Okay, let's say that. 133. You thrust out your hands and luckily manage to land on the floor without hurting yourself. As you pick yourself up, you suddenly hear footsteps from the depths of the cave. In the distance, you can see a swaying light and the vague outline of a hunched, sinewy figure who skulks slowly forward. If you wish to see who is coming towards you, or we can run out of the cave. Let's see who it is. Is it the healer, or is it Gollum? 37. The figure in front of you steps forward again. It is holding a lantern, and when it gets closer, you see its horrific features. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're going to run out of the cave. Yeah, this is really hard. As I said a couple of episodes ago, I did read some articles about this, and whilst a lot of people liked the story of it, it is very, very hard adventure with a lot of unnecessary fights. Half running, half sliding, you land back on the floor of the gorge. However, you are getting weaker by the minute. Lose 1 stamina point. Okay, so we shouldn't have gone in the cave. Everybody who said gorge, well done, yours was the right choice. You get very tired walking up the gorge and do not pay attention to where you are treading. You accidentally step on a rattlesnake, which strikes at you with its deadly fangs. Test your luck. We were unlucky. Turn to 167. Is this going to be another auto death? The rattlesnake bites you on the leg just above the rim of your boot. Before you can cut off its head, it empties the poison from its fangs into your leg. Lose 4 stamina points. Okay, we're not going to do that. If you are still alive, you drain off the poison and limp up the gorge. Yeah, it's just really punishing, isn't it? You see a rope ladder hanging down from one of the trees on the left side of the gorge. Looking up, you can just make out the frame of a wooden hut, almost hidden among the branches. Climb up the ladder to the treehouse or continue up the gorge. Right, we're going to climb up the ladder to the treehouse. In the old days, you would have already done the first half of the book in Warlock magazine. That's true. And then you would have carried on afterwards. Right, we're going to climb up the ladder to the treehouse because I think the healer lives in the treehouse. Only because I'm delirious and I don't know what's going on. 398. There's a man-orc in the treehouse. Right, okay. As you climb the rope ladder, you hear the noise of shuffling feet on the platform above you. You climb through a hole in the platform, but you are not greeted by the healer. You have intruded into the hideaway of a vicious man-orc. You draw your sword and reach for its axe. Roll some dice, roll some dice, roll some dice. We've won. Hey, 342. Yeah, it's like this adventure split into 3 parts. But this part is huge, and I'm not even making a map. The only items you can find that are of any use are a candle and a tinderbox. You take them and climb back down the ladder to continue walking east up the gorge. Candle. Tinderbox. Right. 92. What happened to the elf? The elf died, didn't he? Yeah. You walk around a large boulder and see a huge man sleeping in the shade. He is lying on top of some animal skins, snoring loudly. His 2-handed battle axe lies propped up against the boulder. He is a barbarian, and it would be foolish to wake him up, so you decide to tiptoe past him. If you are wearing elfin boots, we are not, and I have no idea how you get the elfin boots. So we are wearing ordinary boots, which means we're probably going to wake him up and probably going to fight him. Where do we get the elfin boots from? We're not wearing elfin boots? We are not wearing elfin boots. Okay, this is the fight with the barbarian. There's lots and lots of pictures of this in this book for this third part of the adventure. Okay, so we fight the barbarian and we win. 286. Even with perfect stats in this game, I still think it would be crazy hard. The barbarian's only interesting possessions are an engraved copper armband and a leather pouch containing 3 silver arrowheads. You take the arrowheads and look at the engraving on the armband. On it, you can read the words, "Strength is power." If you wish to wear the armband, yeah, we're totally wearing the armband. So we got silver arrowheads. Silver arrowheads. Okay, but we're wearing the armband. 293. The armband is charged with magical power. Add 1 skill point. You realise that you must hurry up on the gorge before the death spell runs its fatal course. Turns to 319. Okay. 319. We have another picture. To your right, you see a huge slab of rock. Carved into it is the head of a fabulous bird surrounded by flames. Rough steps lead up the side of the rock slab to the mouth of a cave. Right, we're entering the cave because one of these has got to have the healer in it. Otherwise, these are all just complete red herrings. So we're going to enter the cave. Again, sorry for not giving you any choices at this point, but it's dragging on a bit. And I hope you're still enjoying it. Peering into the cave, you see that it runs deep into the side of the hill. Torches cast an eerie light inside the cave, illuminating wooden carvings and masks that are hanging on the walls. You step inside and see a robed figure sitting on the floor with its back to you. Without turning round, the mysterious person says, "I am the healer. If you have come to be healed, stand before me now." Your heart beats faster as you walk over to stand in front of him. Before you is a man who is horribly disfigured. His body is terribly twisted, but he sits there proudly, although pain registers on his face. You tell him that you have been cursed with a death spell and have come to be cured. The healer nods his head and says, "The power of a death spell is difficult to destroy. I have only managed to break it once, and it wasn't easy. A ritual has to be performed which you might not survive. Still, you must try. I will help you as much as I can. First, you must place a mask of life over your face to halt the spread of the death spell. If you survive the initial battle between life and death, you will be able to face the second stage of the reversal process. The healer then takes a strange mask off the wall, carved to symbolize the sun. As you place it over your face, you feel as though your body is being torn apart. Roll 1 die and subtract that number from your stamina score. And I've rolled a 2. Oh, look at that. That was lucky. If you're still alive, turn to 258. The healer walks over to you and puts his hands on your forehead. He mutters some strange words and stands back, saying, "Later stages of the reversal process are also dangerous, but the danger can be reduced if you possess certain things. My help from now will be limited, as you will have to journey to another place to break the death spell completely. Please follow me." The healer walks further into the cave, leading you to the edge of a pit. There is almost no light, and you have to strain your eyes to see the outline of the healer moving about. A log spans the pit before you, and you must cross it to reach the inner cave. It will obviously be easier to cross it if you can see where you are going. "Do you have a candle?" asks the healer. Totally. We've got a candle in a tinderbox. Right. Finally, we've got something we need. 54. You light the candle and look across the pit. It is about 15 meters wide and the log is quite narrow. The healer tells you to walk across it as soon as you are ready. We need to make a skill test, but our skill is 12 because we're carrying a sword. So we're okay. We've got a good skill. Walking slowly and carefully, you reach the other side of the pit, much to your relief. The healer walks casually across the log as though the pit was not there. "Good," he says. "Now you must prepare yourself for the next stage. In order to survive, you must be totally calm. If you have a dragon's egg, I can make you a relaxing concoction." We do possess a dragon's egg. We've got 3 of them. No, we've got 4 of them. 3, 5, 9. The healer takes the egg from you and breaks off the top of the shell. He takes some powder out of a pendant hanging around his neck and pours it into the egg. After stirring it with a stick, he hands it to you, telling you to drink it. You swallow the raw egg concoction, trusting the healer's knowledge. He then tells you to walk ahead of him. Okay, what we're going to need next. You suddenly hear a woman howling terribly in the depths of the cave. Her mournful wail rises to a horrible, bitter scream. The healer whispers to you that the cries come from a banshee, a hideous spectre whose face and hands are shriveled and who only has 1 large nostril and a single tooth. He tells you that if you walk by her without fear, you will come to no harm. Do not speak to her, touch her, or even acknowledge her presence. She cannot harm you if you obey my instructions. I will be right behind you, but do not worry about me, the healer says calmly. You walk further into the cave until the dreaded banshee comes into view. She looks even worse than the healer's description, with her red-rimmed eyes and her stooping posture. You try to remain calm, but feel the blood racing through your veins. She stands immediately in front of you as you try to walk by, letting out the most doom-laden howl you have ever heard in your life. You are tempted to look into her face and cut her down with your sword. If you have drunk the dragon's egg concoction, we have, turn to 5. If we haven't, we'll probably fight her or dead. You instinctively clutch the hilt of your sword as the healer's words of warning echo through your mind. We're making a skill test, but we have a 12 skill, so we don't need to roll. Again, very punishing this. Between her screams, the banshee tells you that you are going to die. However, the healer's concoction enables you to resist the temptation to draw your sword and silence her. You manage to pass by unharmed. The healer is right behind you, urging you to hurry through the cave. You walk on in silence until you see sunlight streaming through a crack at the end of the cave. You see that the crack is just wide enough for you to squeeze through, and you ask the healer, "What will happen next?" He calmly replies, "This is as far as I go. The final part of your ordeal you must face alone. Wearing your mask, you must be at the summit of Firetop Mountain before dawn to watch the sunrise. You must sit cross-legged facing east. You will be totally cured the moment the first rays of sunlight come up over the horizon. If you have something made of silver, we will be able to attract a Pegasus to fly you there." We do. We've got some silver arrowheads. Where did we get those from? The barbarian. Awesome. So we have a silver object. 328. We're cheating less and less as time goes on. You hand the healer your silver object. He throws it through the crack and whistles loudly through his fingers. A few moments later you hear the noise of flapping wings outside and see the healer smile briefly. Tie the silver to its mane and command it to take you to Firetop Mountain, says the healer. A Pegasus will fly you anywhere for silver. This is where we say goodbye. Good luck, I hope you make it. You shake the healer's hand, thanking him over and over again. Then, waving goodbye, you squeeze through the crack into the daylight. Before you stands a magnificent beast. It looks like a white stallion, but it has wings. You tie the silver to its mane and climb onto its back. You shout your destination and suddenly you are flying through the air, clinging onto the neck of the mighty Pegasus. It is not long before you reach the mountain and land safely on the summit, which is covered in strange red vegetation. You jump down from the Pegasus and watch it fly off into the distance. You sit down to rest and wait for sunrise. 217. The red leaves all around you emit a sweet smell which you find very pleasant. You feel very relaxed and suddenly have trouble keeping your eyes open, even though it is only early evening. You are unaware that you are lying on sleeping grass. You sink into a deep sleep, full of vivid and exciting dreams. Night falls and time passes by, but you cannot wake up. The moon drifts slowly across the clear night sky until dawn is only minutes away. A tiny image disturbs your dreams, but it is difficult to make out. It grows steadily larger until the flashing image fills your mind. A bird with a long beak and fine plumage is trying to fly out of a circle of flames. The healer is trying to wake you. If you can focus your mind and remember the name of this bird, which is the symbol of the healer's power, your dreams will end and you are able to rouse yourself. If you believe the bird to be a phoenix, or if you believe the bird to be a griffin. Now, I don't think we have been told this, unless I missed something. I think this is drawing on, well, it's a phoenix, because a phoenix rises from the flames. But I'm not sure if we've been given this information anywhere previously in the adventure. If we have, let me know, because I'm getting a little bit weary now from lack of, my blood sugar levels are dropping. So I'm going to say phoenix. Oh, a griffin isn't a bird, it's a chimera. There we go. Oh, the image was cut into the stone. Ah, there you go. Thank you very much. So we're going to say phoenix. I'd have said phoenix anyway. 146. The image of the bird fills your mind. While you are still asleep, you sit up and shout the word phoenix at the top of your voice. You wake up startled, wondering why it is dark. Then you realise that you have been asleep for hours and that the sun will rise at any moment. Adjusting your sun mask, you turn to face east, hardly daring to blink in case you miss the first rays of sunshine. A red glow appears on the horizon, and then you see the sun slowly creep up into view. You are cured of the death spell. Turn to page 400. And for those of you who don't know, these books always have 400 entries, and 400 is the last one. So we have done it with a little bit of undoing. It is the beginning of a beautiful day, a day which is probably going to be the most enjoyable of your life. The spirit of the evil Snow Witch has been destroyed, and you are cured of her terrible curse. As you climb down the mountain, you think about the kind, unselfish healer, and of your friends, Red Swift and Stub. You are suddenly eager to meet the jolly old dwarf again, and set off towards Stonebridge as fast as you can, hoping that he will have returned from Darkwood Forest. You have earned yourself a welcome rest, although whether or not you get it is another story. And we are done. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined me for not just today, but the other 3 streams. It's been, 3 1.5 hour streams and then a 2 hour stream today. So that's been 6.5 hours of playing through Caverns of the Snow Witch together. I dread to think how many hours it would have been if we'd have played this properly, not cheated, not done any undos, and rolled a new character every time. We might never have finished. And as Scott said earlier on, there's one book that he was playing that he's never been able to actually win because you just, as I say, you're supposed to roll a new character every time. And if that character has 7 skill, I don't know. However, as I mentioned at the start, one thing I am going to do sometime probably this coming week, I will be doing a live stream for Patreon supporters only where we are just going to basically go through all of the different options. We're going to find out what would have happened if we'd have had the dagger. We're going to find out where we get the key from. We're going to find out where we get the helmet from. We're going to find out where we get the dark elf. We're going to find out where we get the elfin boots. I'm basically going to read through the whole book and do all of the options that we didn't do to find all of the other solutions in this. Overall, I enjoyed the story. I thought the story was great. I thought the fact that it was divided into 3 parts was different. Because normally you would get to the Snow Witch, you'd kill the Snow Witch, and then it'd be over. But that wasn't. That was just a third of the way through. In fact, you could say that the first bit was getting to the cave. Then the second bit was the cave to the Snow Witch. Then the third bit was getting out. And then once you're out, the fourth part is getting back home. I never knew that the getting home would be a whole adventure in itself. Yeah. But there we go. We are done. We have finished Caverns of the Snow Witch. I will be doing another of these books at some point. Not for a few months, but we're going to see how things go. I will at least do one in the summer. If I haven't done one before then, I will do one around the time of my birthday in the summer. And again, it will be Patreon supporters that vote on which one that I'm going to do. So, if you've enjoyed this video, then yeah, please give the video a like. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. But please consider supporting me on Patreon. As I say, I do rely on the support of the Patreon in order to do more videos like this and keep the channel going. So yeah, big thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. And if you are able to, don't worry if you're not, but if you are able to support me, even just $1 a month, your contributions help to keep the channel going and keep me going. So thank you very much. Patreon.com/gaming rules if you're interested. But that is it for today. Now, I am going to be coming back tonight with another live stream of something a little bit special, but that's Patreon supporters only. And to be honest, I might actually delay that now until tomorrow because I need to go and get some food, and then we're watching a film tonight. So, yeah, the telestrations thing that I talked about on Slack earlier on today, I'll let you know. That might be tonight, might be tomorrow now. We will see. But for now, we'll wrap this up. I will say goodbye to everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.